welcome to MCTC's Yoga for Happy Hips. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Evelyn.
I'm Vidyashananda.
And I'm Vareshwara.
And we're going to get started today in a yin pose called butterfly. So on your sit bones, you're going to take your legs out in front with the knees bent. Bring the soles of the feet together so that the feet are out in front of the knees. The knees open wide like butterfly wings. So grounding through your sit bones, you're going to inhale, lengthen your spine, find your inner lift. And then exhale, fold over your hip crease and roll your spine down one vertebrae at a time, letting the arms come rest on the floor or your legs. So in yin poses, we stay here a little bit longer, so it's a good idea to focus in on your breath. You could count your breaths, or you could say on your inhale, now I'm breathing in, or on your exhale, now I'm breathing out. In the yin poses, we try to get deep into the connective tissue, so the hip joint itself, without engaging too much muscle. So you just let the legs relax, don't push them down towards the floor. And ground through your breath. You can send your breath to areas of tightness or discomfort, allowing the breath to soften the space. And then invite your breath to deepen. Just a few more breaths here. Stay with it. One more final inhale. And exhale. And then bring your hands in between the legs on the floor. Please do not lift with your back or your neck. You're going to inhale, extend the elbows, and roll on up the spine, one vertebrae at a time. The chin lifts last. And then take your hands to the outside of the knees and lift one knee up, one at a time. Take the legs out in front. Squeeze the legs together, point the toes up towards the ceiling. Again, lengthen your spine, find your inner lift, take a breath. And then cross your ankles and come over to your hands and knees, what we call table pose. So a few parameters here, fingers spread, palms flat. Your wrists are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. We're going to move back and forth with our spine. So with your inhale into cow, lift your tailbone, roll the shoulders back, look up and lift your chin. This is cow pose. On your exhale, tuck your tailbone down towards the floor, roll up the spine, arching it towards the ceiling and tuck the chin to the chest, cat pose. On your inhale, lift your tailbone, work your way up the spine, shoulders back, lift the chin, cow. Again, exhale, tuck the tailbone, round up the spine, tuck the chin to the chest, cat. A few more times, go with your breath, always trying to start at the tailbone and work your way up to the chin. Keep your elbows soft, try not to lock them. Let's go one more round. And exhale into cat. Inhale to a neutral spine. Step 1 foot forward. It doesn't matter. They're both coming. Bringing your feet up towards the top of your mat and let your head and your arms hang. Bend your knees if you need to. Again, don't lock them. And then look up with your eyes And inhale the arms overhead, coming to stand. Upward hand pose. And exhale the arms down at your sides, mountain pose. So we're going to do a variation of the sun salutation that works us into our hips. All right. So the feet should be under the hips, knees slightly bent, weight evenly distributed on your feet, front to back, left to right. Your pelvis is neutral. Lifted through the collarbones, shoulders dropped away from the ears. Arms are at the sides with the thumbs turned out, mountain pose. And we inhale the arms overhead, upward hand pose. Exhale, you fold at your hip crease. All right, and bring the arms down towards the floor, bending your knees as you need to. Inhale, look up halfway, flattening your back, bringing your hands to your shins or your knees. And then exhale, hands down, step back with your right foot into a lunge. You can always bring your knee down to the floor here if you wish. Feel free to modify. Inhale, the arms come overhead. Exhale, we bring the hands down to the floor. Step your left foot back also, so you're in up top of a push-up, what we call plank. And now exhale, press your hips back, your heels down towards the floor in what we call downward facing dog. It's like an upside down V. One more breath here. And then bring your right foot forward, back into that lunge. Again, the left knee can come down if you'd like it to. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, hands down, feet together, and forward fold. Look up with the eyes. Move with the arms. Inhale them overhead. And exhale down to mountain pose. So that's one round. We're going to do a few more. We inhale, upward hand pose. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, look up with the eyes, flatten the back, half standing forward fold. Exhale, step back with the right foot. Into your lunge, knee can come down, and inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands down, left foot goes back, and you press your hips back into that upside down V, downward facing dog. Right foot comes forward into the lunge, and you inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, feet together and forward fold. Looking up with the eyes, inhale, upward hand pose. And exhale, mountain pose. All right, one more time. Inhale, upward hand pose. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, half standing forward fold. Exhale, the right foot goes back into your lunge. And inhale, the arms overhead. Exhale, hands down. Left foot goes back, and you press the hips back into an exhale, downward facing dog. And then the right foot comes forward, back into the lunge. Inhale, the arms overhead. Exhale, feet together and forward fold. Inhale, upward hand pose. And exhale, mountain pose. All right, so let's step back with the left foot into warrior two. So the left foot turns 180 degrees. Right knee bends over the right ankle. Imagine that you're opening the legs away from one another like a book, but the pelvis stays neutral. The shoulders open in the same direction and the arms go front to back. Relax your shoulders down away from the ears. Keep your right knee bent and pressed towards the outside of your right foot, your right little toe, to protect that knee. Your back foot, your left foot, you should be grounded through the outside edge of your
left foot. So again, the little toe edge. Warrior two pose. I'm gonna flow this in just a second here, but one more breath. And then we're gonna inhale, peaceful warrior. The right arm goes up, left arm goes down. Looking up at your right thumb if it's okay for your neck. And then exhale the right elbow down to the right knee and the left arm up. Look up at your left thumb if it's okay for your neck. Follow your breath. You inhale, reverse it. And exhale, side angle pose. One more time. Inhale, reverse it. Exhale, side angle pose. From here, you're going to take your left hand down to the floor and then the right hand down to the outside of the right foot. Roll onto the ball of your back foot and lift that leg off the floor into a standing split. So really ground through your right foot. If your hands don't come to the floor, you can grab table, coffee table, books, a chair, whatever you have available to you. One more breath here. Try to lift that left heel. And then exhale, bring that foot down next to the right one. Look up with the eyes. Inhale, upward hand pose. And exhale, mountain pose. So we're gonna, one more thing on this side. So we're still working with the right leg. Bring your hands together at the heart. Ground through your right foot and bend your left knee, lifting the heel off the floor. See if you can get a little longer and taller in that right leg. And then open the left knee to the side, placing the heel on your right ankle. Beginning to tree pose. Some of us might stay here, grounded through our left toes. Some of us might bring the foot up the calf, keeping the hip open. And then some of us might bring the foot all the way up into the thigh and keeping your balance. That's the key here. Wherever you are though, right, you're rolling that left knee open. One more breath here. And then exhale, step that left foot back. Hands come down to the floor. You go into your plank pose and then press your hips back into downward facing dog. Again, step your feet forward towards your hands. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, upward hand pose. And exhale, mountain pose. So we're going to do that same sequence on the other side. So again, step back with your left foot. This time we're going to switch the feet. So turn your right toes forward, turn your left toes out, and bend your left knee into your warrior two on this side. So left knee bends and reaches for your left baby toe. Ground through the outside of your right foot. Pelvis stays neutral, collarbones lifted. A few more breaths here, looking over your left shoulder. And with your next inhale, peaceful warrior. The left arm comes up. Look up at that left thumb. And then exhale the left elbow down to the knee, right arm up, side angle pose. Inhale, reverse it. Exhale, forward. One more time, inhale, reverse it. Exhale, forward. One more inhale here. Exhale, the right hand comes down to the floor. You roll onto the ball of your back foot. Left hand to the outside of the left foot. And then shift your weight into the left foot. lifting the right heel off the floor and up towards the ceiling. Stand and split. One more breath here. And on an exhale, bring your right foot down. Look up with the eyes. Inhale, upward hand pose. And exhale, mountain pose. So that tree pose on this side, ground through your left foot, bend your right knee, bring your hands to the heart. Going through piece by piece and staying at your edge, wherever that may be. We'll start by opening the knee to the right, placing the heel on the left ankle. You may stay here, or you might take the foot to the calf, lifting the toes off the floor. Round through that left foot, lengthen that left leg. You may stay here, or you might take the foot up to the inner thigh. One more breath. And then on an exhale, step your right foot back, hands come down to the floor, left foot back, and invert yourself into that downward facing dog. One more time. Now take your knees down to the floor, sit back on your heels, and roll your body down into child's pose. If your head doesn't get to the floor in child's pose, you can place a pillow or a blanket underneath it. If your heels don't come, or your sit bones don't come down to your heels, you can also place a blanket there to make it more comfortable. You can also tuck your toes and give yourself a little bit of a lift. Whatever you need to do to ground yourself more towards the floor. One more breath. And then inhale, roll on up the spine. And then rotate yourselves around, guys. We're going to come to stand on our knees. Keeping the knees under the hips, take your left leg out to the side. There's a couple different ways to do this, so you really choose what's best for you. Toes pointed up, heel down, or you can rotate the toes forward and take the foot flat. Whatever one works for you. We inhale the arms out from the sides, making a T with the body. And then exhale, reach towards your left until you find your edge, meaning you can't go any further. Take that arm down and the right arm up towards the ceiling. Again, looking up at your right thumb, if that's okay for your neck, or down at your left shoulder. Working on relaxing that left shoulder down away from the air. We have a tendency to squeeze it up. Relax it down. One more breath here. And then inhale, lift the arms up. Walk your left foot out in front. Bring your hands down to the floor. You might need to extend your lunge a little bit depending on where you ended up. And a little bit of Kriya here, a motion with the breath. So we inhale, lunge forward, look up. Exhale, shift your weight back, straighten your front leg as best you can, and drop the chin. Inhale, lunge forward, look up. Exhale, shift, and fold. One more time. Inhale, lunge forward. And exhale back. Walk your hands back in this fold and then take your right foot inside, across your mat, and come back to your sit bones. Bring your right foot back around, because we're not going to be sitting on it, and knee bent. Open the knee down towards the floor and take the foot to the inner thigh. Make sure your left leg is straight out from your left hip and the toes point to the ceiling. We're going to take the hands at our sides on the floor so that we resist the temptation to pull ourselves deeper into this pose. So your right leg is active, pressing down towards the floor from an internal action. Left leg is active, toes point to the ceiling. Find your inner lift, inhale, lengthen the spine. And then keeping the shoulders back, the collarbones open, you're going to exhale, fold over that left hip crease. Resist the temptation to round the spine, the shoulders, tuck the chin. I'd rather have you look at your big toe and find your breath. Keep that right leg just as active as the left. Press the right knee down towards the floor. Find your breath. And with an inhale, roll it back out. Bend both knees, bring the feet to the floor, roll out down the spine and hug the knees into the chest. Reverse child's pose. Feel free to just rock a little bit if that feels good to you. One more deep breath before we do that on the other side. Cross your ankles, grab your feet, your toes, and then kick your feet towards the floor, roll on up the spine. Roll all the way over, coming back to your knees. We gotta do that sequence on the other side. So again, the right leg goes out. Two options. One, which this one gets into your hip more, so if that's what you want, keep the toes pointed up and the heel down. If you want to work more into the side body, take the toes forward and the foot flat. So you choose. So you inhale, lengthen the arms out to make a T with the body. Exhale, lean towards the right, reaching with your right fingertips till you find your edge. Then take the right arm down and inhale the left arm up. Looking up again at your left thumb or down at your right shoulder. We just don't want the neck hanging out in space, not having anywhere to go. Relax the right shoulder down and away from the ear. And then we come up with the inhale. Walk your foot out in front and bring the hands down to the floor. Again, you might want to adjust your lunge a little bit depending on where you ended up. Again, that movement with the breath. So we inhale, press the hips down, look up, lift your collarbones. Exhale, shift your weight back and forward fold. Inhale, follow it forward. Exhale back. Last one, inhale forward. Exhale back. And now this time, walk your hands back a little closer to that left knee. Swing your left foot across your mat and come down to your sit bones. And then bring that left foot back in front with the knee bent. Right leg is straight up from the hip. Lengthen the spine and then drop the left knee down towards the floor. Again, both legs active. Left leg presses down, right leg is long, toes point to the ceiling. Hands again at the sides, right underneath your hips. You inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, fold over your hip crease, keeping your collarbones lifted. Again, looking at your big toe and listening to the sound of your breath. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Bring both knees bent, feet to the floor, and roll on down the spine. Hug the knees into the chest. Again, another reverse child's pose. So just a few poses to wind us down here. You're going to take your feet back to the floor with the knees bent. Feet and knees mat distance apart. Arms at your sides with the palms turned up. And then snow angel your arms overhead on the floor above you. Keeping the knees and the feet apart, you're going to exhale, just roll your knees to the right so that you're rolling to the sides of your feet. And just let the knees drop towards the floor. Your left hip will come up off the floor. That's okay. Just stay grounded in your left shoulder blade. Find your breath. One more. And on an inhale, roll back to the soles of the feet. The knees come up. Exhale, knees to the left. So you're rolling to the other sides of the feet. Right hip comes up off the floor. Let it. Stay grounded in your right shoulder blade. Relax your hip, your groin. And then on an inhale, bring the knees back up. And bring the knees in towards your armpits. Bringing your arms down to the knees. Knees wide. Arms come to the inside, setting up for happy baby pose. So the feet go up to the ceiling as if you're standing on them and the knees stay bent. You can grab just the tops, the soles of your feet, and then press the knees down towards the floor. Keeping the knees wide by pressing against them with your arms. And if you want to, you can even rock back and forth here if it feels good to you. A few more breaths, happy baby pose. Smile with this. And then relax the arms, let the feet come down. Bring the arms out at your sides, palms turned up, and one leg at a time, take them down to the mat, and let the feet relax, open like a book. Corpse pose or Shavasana. So what happens in Shavasana, they're going to stay down, is we want to find as much symmetry as possible in the body from the left to the right side. So whatever the right side of the body is doing is what the left side of the body is doing. Wherever the right side of the body is touching the floor, that's where the left side of the body should be touching the floor. The brain likes symmetry. It's very relaxing, very calming. So find that symmetry in your body. And then the pose here is simply to practice death. So be present and breathe. It's not time to check your to-do list or to judge your practice, but just to be here and relax in the after effects of what you did with your body and your mind. So take a few more breaths. Now prepare your mind for movement again. Gently wiggle fingers and toes. And then when you're ready, bending one knee at a time, taking your feet to the mat. And again, when you're ready, rolling all the way to your right side, perhaps using your arms as a pillow. And again, when you're ready, coming up to a seated position. We'll just bring the hands together at the heart. That was MCTC Yoga for Happy Hips. Thank you. Namaste.